The governor of North Carolina has vetoed a bill that would allow state officials to refuse to serve gay couples, and yet, despite the veto, it's still closer than ever to passing. Texas is coming up with new excuses to deny marriage licenses, and with the federal ruling on marriage due any day now, Judge Roy Moore continues to speak out against the Supreme Court. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum, and welcome to Marriage News Watch for June 8, 2015. North Carolina is close to passing a bill that would allow state officials to refuse to serve gay couples. Governor Pat McCrory vetoed the bill 2 weeks ago, but last week the Senate overrode his veto. The House could do the same any day now, which would present a huge problem, not just for gay couples, but for everyone. This law essentially allows state employees to disregard their oath of office and choose which citizens they do or don't want to serve. And it doesn't just apply to LGBTs. Straight couples, divorced couples, interracial or interfaith couples, they could all be denied access to public services. That's because anti-gay officials know that they're not allowed to single out LGBTs for discrimination. So what they've done is just write a law that makes everyone's life unpleasant, which is both clever and a real pain in the neck. Couples in Texas could be looking at similar problems. State officials there are pointing fingers to explain why they might refuse to issue marriage licenses, even if the Supreme Court orders them to. According to local officials, they can't issue licenses until they get updated forms from the state. State officials say they're waiting for the Attorney General, and Attorney General Ken Paxton has refused to say if he'd obey a Supreme Court ruling requiring marriage equality. All this could leave Texas couples unable to marry, with nobody in the state taking responsibility. Meanwhile, Alabama legislators have failed to pass a bill that would have taken the state out of the marriage business. The law would have stopped the state from issuing licenses to any couple, gay or straight, but legislators voted it down by an overwhelming margin in committee, which means it's off the table, for now. Marriage equality starts this week in Guam after a few weeks of arguing about whether a ruling from a U.S. District Court requires the territory to issue licenses. Turns out, it does. And also last week, Judge Roy Moore said that in an interview that marriage equality will, quote, destroy our country. Moore, who currently faces an ethics complaint by the Southern Poverty Law Center, is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Alabama. For now. Those are the headlines. Subscribe here on YouTube to stay up to date on all these stories. For the American Foundation for Equal Rights, I'm Matt Baum. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.